Hey guys, Coach Life back again with some more Volcanea. I started just after the end of the last episode. I just made some updates to the power grid. So we're kind of moving away from the regular wire now. I've put in some transformers, and that now brings our wiring more up to speed. Obviously, we do need to change the heavy watt wire as well, but until we've got a good source of metal, i.e. something like this copper volcano, that's going to be a bit of a struggle. I've been doing some testing on another map, and I think I've sussed out a really good method of pulling the heat out of the magma. So we should be able to get a really good geothermal setup out of this. Probably go with a hot industrial brick as well, to utilise the heat from that to run more steam turbines. On my test map, I'm literally just running on one electrolyzer, and the rest is geothermal, and that is doing a 24 dupe base. So yeah, it's pretty powerful what you can pull out of this with just some simple plumbing and some steam. Yeah, right. So where are we at now? I think I want to continue updating the wiring. Just want to check everything's working up here as intended. So we're pulling out oxygen at about -30. Yeah, that should keep the base nice and temperate. Yeah, pipes coming down here, they're giving off lots of chill. Yeah, lots of chill coming into here, so I think that should help keep the base cool for the time being. So I'm not going to worry about that for a while. And of course it's free. So what we do need to do is carry on getting down here to see what that holds for us. I think what we'll do is we will take a ladder down this way, because if nothing else I could do with the obsidian. Now we can dig up to about 700 and... yeah, so we're okay all the way down there. So I will put a nice little column in there. Perhaps not that bottom one. Don't want to get into that steam just yet. We will do, but not just yet. Not till I've seen a bit more of what's going on down there. So we'll give that a reasonable priority so we can get it done. The base sweeping's going pretty well. As you can see, a lot of those white marks have now disappeared. Having my dupes that were getting a little bit slack, which was the ranchers, believe it or not, I've just upped their storing priority. So as soon as they go idle, they'll go straight onto storing. So they're farming, ranching, and then when there's no farming and ranching to do, they go straight onto storing. And that's managed to get quite a lot swept up in just a few cycles. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Eggs are getting lullabied. My timer's working okay. Hope that's the same up here. Yes, it is. So that's all going well. We have a 160 tons of ceramic. I think that's pretty good for cycle 228. We've got plenty of clay left though. 290 tons. Yeah, we're not going to be short of that. Yeah, when I drop this down there, that water's going to turn to steam, isn't it? That's unfortunate. Let's cancel that there. And we'll let this water in, we'll dig in here and let this water in here. Try and get as much of it out there as possible. So we'll priority 8 that, I think. And then they can get back into this once that's all dug out. I think I need to add in another fire pole. I think probably be a wise idea. to speed up their movement a little bit. Every little helps at this stage. I'm not really worried about that pinch of pepper nut. I'm sure there'll be more around the map somewhere. Right, so this is... So that clearly was a frozen biome. Much like this was a... this was a slime biome. The slime is very gradually melting. But there's no germs in there on that section, is there? Yeah. They've all been killed by the heat. There's a few left on that bit, but that's not going to be a problem. So yeah, that's good. Still getting lots of clay out of here. Come on, chaps, let's get this stuff built, shall we? I know it's a bit of a run. Food-wise, fried mushroom mainly at the moment. They've obviously eaten all the good stuff. But check there. Oh yeah, the morale's a bit low, isn't it? Yeah, that's not good. Hopefully we'll get some barbecue soon. So is that 2 shove-hole eggs we got in total? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to start feeding them some regolith. Oh yes, I guess you didn't see me put in those incubators either, but yeah. Ooh, shovel. Let's capture the little bugger. Let's all mark up any elves that are in range for wrangling. Cancel that, don't want to wrangle you. You can stay up there with your moody claws. So I'll dig across there, I think. Is that a fairly high priority? Got a volcano or something over there. Just out of the fog of war. We've got this one here as well. God, everything's going so slowly at the moment. We're up to full 16 dupes now. Took another one on at the end of, just after the end of the last episode. That's Ruby. So she's okay. She's just there for gophering at the moment. Otto, you can have your exosuit. That's excellent news. Liam, you can work towards it, I think. Rowan, plumbing, Ari, yeah, we'll leave you as it is at the moment. You're looking a bit dodgy on morale. I think I'm going to have to put some entertainments in for them soon. Where can we do that? Trouble is with this base, it's also tight for everything. So we could put a recreation room up here, up the top maybe. Let's see what we can do there. What have we got so far for entertainment? We have a jukebot. Probably do researching some more, really. Advanced caffeination would give them, but that requires pinch pepper nut seeds. That's quite good, but it just, you lose so much of your working day when they get, as soon as they hit those beach chairs, that's it, and then they fall asleep on the job. So I think we're just going to go for the standard video games, I think. We might as well set them on track to just get up to rocketry. We can take it off if we need to research anything else later. It says I really ought to get that thing where you can queue up research, I suppose, but I do like the fact that they go off and do other things when they're not researching. So I've added lights in above the cooking facilities just to make sure our cooks are running the lit workspace buff. That wasn't, was it Hurry or was it Bubbles? I don't know, one of them was standing there a minute ago anyway. I don't know whether they retain it for working in a lit environment for some tasks. I think operating, digging, building, they keep their lit workspace buff. But others they don't. Probably cooking, researching, those sort of ones. They only have it while they're standing in the light. So yeah, there's quite a variance to some of the ways of clay. Camille should have a lit workspace buff, and as soon as yeah, she's retained it. Oh no, she's just moved into another light, that's why. Yeah, weirdness. Bubbles earlier on, she did some building right above her. She put up some of these lights, and then she got a lit workspace buff and just carried on with her for the rest of the day. So I thought, well, I'll put some lights up there above the cooking as well, so you can do that. Doesn't work for those, so a bit bizarre. No, don't want any more dupes, don't want anything at the moment. Don't really need any salt water. Yeah, we don't have a shortage of water now, thankfully. Electrolyzer's running nice and stably. I've got the gas pipe element sensor keeping the actually they need to come down a smidge. Firing up the generators when we've got a surplus of hydrogen. At least that's the theory anyway. Yeah, I haven't got surplus at the moment. As soon as it starts coming out of there, then you know you've got surplus. There we go. And they fired up. Fantastic. Now it's just running down. As soon as you see it go across there, yep, then it fires up. That's good, that's working as intended. And that gives you a sort of a bias to your power production from anything else. And these coal generators just kind of sit here doing nothing at the moment. Oh no, that one's fired up. Why have they? Oh, that one's not any coal. So where does this fire up? That should fire up a lot lower than this one. Ah, it's the other wrong way around. That's why. This should be lower. So that fires up. And that will just take them up to I think 40%, probably 45%. That'd be sufficient if we need it. But I think most of it will be able to run off this hydrogen for now. We've got 4 generators there. They're not getting the energy tune up yet. What have I got? I've got a mechatronics engineer, Nisbet, who is on operating and supplying. I'm just going to bring down her supplying and just see if that gives her more time to do tune-ups. In fact, we can find out by looking at her tasks. Location, power supply, to hydrogen generator. See, this is the problem with them. The hydrogen generator is priority of 5, but you can't change it. Yeah, you can't change the priority on it. So that becomes a priority 5 task for them rather than the priority 9 that you've set on the power control station. Again, rather annoying. Yeah, if you put one of those power control stations in with a steam turbine, you can set the priority for the steam turbine to 9, and it will remain constantly buffed. As soon as it runs out, they'll be in there again, tuning it up. Very good for when we get to our magma. So don't get me wrong, I'm pleased we can guarantee that, because we will be able to seriously maximise the geothermal power we're getting out of that. You can get about five steam turbines to one power control station. So if you can get those all up to 1.28 kilowatt, which is the maximum, then you're pulling in what's that, about probably be roughly 6.25 to 6.5 kilowatt, which, you know, you can run a lot of stuff on that. And if this oil biome is like other Volcanea maps I've played, then it ain't going to produce enough oil to run a petroleum boiler properly. We'll be burning through it in no time. So we can run that, use the thermal energy that we get out of here for geothermal, and that can run refineries, which I know produce slightly less petroleum, but compared to the power output we'll get from this magma, I think it's worthwhile. Because the only petroleum we're going to want to use is probably for plastic and rockets, and that's it. The natural gas, we've got loads of natural gas, so we'll be using that for power generation, I'm sure. But that will just be a backup to the geothermal longer term. That's what I'm hoping. Right, enough of my waffling. Brothcar posted an interesting video tonight using sweepy docks to clear away your harvested regolith and then put in your solar panels underneath that. I thought it was quite an interesting one. He's given away the blueprint on Patreon, which I'm a Patreon subscriber. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Might be something to try on this level. You know I said Sweepy's rubbish, and you know, really he's not a cop for the normal things you'd use it for, but for that it looks to work pretty well. So you need a lot of Sweepies, obviously, but yeah, it makes a change from running, you know, all those sweepers and all the rest of it. Certainly be a lower power setup, that's for sure. Right, we've not got this done yet. Come on, can we get this dug out? Thought priority 8 it would be. See, haven't done this either. God, useless. Dig 9. Probably because I missed that bit. Shovel's just sitting there, not really doing anything. So yeah, I suppose we really could do with getting into here next. So we'll probably go in via a liquid lock here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, so that's plenty. So I've come up with a way I do my liquid locks now. I just go 1, 2, 3 and 2 boxes. So it's like the Tetris pieces, easy. That definitely makes it quicker to you know, in your head, to plan it out that way when you're digging into a natural feature for a liquid lock. Right, we are going to cancel that one though, and probably this one for the time being. Just want to get some, what temperature we're up to in there. Okay, I'm going to try some ice temp shift, but I've only got one, so then I can't use an ice temp shift plate. Polluted water it is then, I'm afraid, or salt water. So let's get our water bottle emptier in there. It's quite awkward playing with a great big microphone and anti-pop shield right in front of your face. It's right in the way of your keyboard when you're trying to look down. Right, so we'll set that liquid polluted water, and then we'll put a pitch pump in here, if I can fit one in. Let's just make it ordinary water, shall we? No, polluted water gives you more no, but then it can't make a decision now, can I? No, I'm going with ordinary water because polluted water, if it gets too hot, boils off. It puts can sometimes put a natural tile in there, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, we'll go with regular water. Oh, they're taking polluted water up there, are they? No. So this here is just a gas lock, because the chlorine will settle down, and in the bottom of this lock, it shouldn't actually get contaminated with anything else. But carbon dioxide would be better, but we haven't got any carbon dioxide in there to use. So I think we've got polluted oxygen blocking it at the top, and then chlorine at the bottom. Yeah, oxygen and polluted oxygen at the top, and then chlorine at the bottom. So that should stop any of this gas escaping. Oh, looks like they did 200 kilos. That's nice for a change. So I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm looking forward to getting out of here and back to work soon. Hopefully Wednesday, that's when my 7-day quarantine will end. And yeah, looking forward to that. Got a loose shovel around here anyway. Just wonder why dirt tiles are appearing. Anything from the printing pod? Nah. Not for the time being. We're still tight on calories. Got 6,000 calories of surf and turf though. That should perk them up a bit. Yeah, they're not very happy at the moment. Right, so we've got the jukepot in. Have we got the arcade cabinet? Yes, we have. There we go. Pop that in. And we'll run a couple of power supplies for that. They don't, although they draw, we've got a high amp draw or wattage draw, they don't actually use an awful lot of power because they're only used sort of momentarily. So we're going to put a heavy watt conductive joint plate in. Put that there. We'll run the power wire over there into there, that's fine. It's gold amalgam. So I'll just put the tile in there and we'll have that gold amalgam. We've got about 400 tons of it at the moment, but you can never have too much, I don't think. Right, power. So we're going to run with gold wiring from the looks of it. And we were out of gold. Time to... Do you know what? I think I'm going to just put in a little refinery just to do some gold for the time being. Where can I easily get heavy watt conducting? So I could put it there. Yeah, that would work. So we'll put... It's going to give off a lot of heat, but a little temporary bit of refinement won't do us any harm. So we'll use the polluted water and then just dump it straight back in here, because long term it's just going to be electrolyzed anyway. So refinement. Oh, not got it researched. That's been the story of this game so far. My research has definitely been slacking off with all the worries of everything else. Right, it's up here, isn't it? So we'll just take that for now. We don't need the space because we're not going to be making any steel for some time. I think I've got a refinery blueprint that I can just lay down and then chop about, because the... Oh no, it won't lay it down until you've researched it, will it? So we'll leave that. Just wait for him to get the research done. It comes in quite warm here, so it's 36 degrees still by the time it gets to here, which is probably why this is all warming up. So we're still 30 odd degrees, minus 5.8. Sorry, yeah, 25, minus 9. That one's going a lot colder, that one. 20. So by the time they come through here, minus 30, minus 32, minus 13. Out of here, they're all a lot more even. So pretty pleased with that. That's working quite well. Yes, don't worry, I'm going to get some gold. Yeah, not a lot of point in a virtual planetarium at the moment. Oh, we blocked up here with regolith. I think we are. Yep, we are. Just to be expected, really. Can repair that ladder as well. Good, 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 good. Just wondering, this might make a nice starter geothermal setup just outside the base, mightn't it? Be a bit brave. I might end up getting a lot of heat straight in the base, which would be bad. Oh, right, yeah, okay. That's why you're not doing that as well. His calories are still dodgy. 7, 7, 6, 8. How many eggs have we got? Hatchling eggs 1, stone hatchling eggs 5. So let's wrangle up those eggs then, in case they're stifling everything. Right, so that's, with that setting, they shouldn't keep stone hatchlings in here. And this one is set so that it will assassinate all creatures above the age of 6. So as soon as they become an adult, they'll have a little bit of time to get moved. We've got a smooth hatchling there. See if we can wrangle him. Stone hatchlings make good eating. Oh, you've auto-wrangled him in the end. Oh, no. Yeah, he is. Thought for a minute he was getting groomed. Like that. Right. So we haven't got a hatch set on this one, so this one should be getting auto-wrangled. Yep, Catalina's on the case. And we've got more critter eggs. That's cool. Get those over here. Nice. So we'll sweep that. Is it Bubbles? Throw it on the Barbie. Yeah, high stress, Lyra. Ugh, I'm going to have to put in some massage tables. That's about the only space I've got left, really. To utilise for this, anyway. So we'll whack a couple of massage. Oh, wrong space. Make them out of granite, so they're a bit prettier. 2, 3. We'll put some doors in, made of gold amalgam. And we will pretty it up. Just want to check Meep's. It was Meep our decorator, when he is up to Masterworks. So, do we go reed fibre? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, let's put some wallpaper in there as well. There's some nice granite wallpaper. Might need to run the power for that. So, what's this one running? I think that one's not doing an awful lot at once. Yeah, let's risk it. Oops. The problem is that could go over. Yeah, wattage is going to be the issue, that this ends up delivering more than 2, because if you've got a small generator like this, they only deliver 1,000 watts, so you never blow the wire. But no matter what load you've got on there, it just browns out. But if you've got 2,000 watts and 1,000 watt wire, it can overload and burn out. So as long as you don't exceed the capacity of the wire, you're okay with the transformers. Once you go, like if I was to put two kilowatt transformers and run one high conductive wire, that could potentially push 4 kilowatts down the line. Completely pointless. It will stop you getting brownouts, but you'll just be burning out the wire all the time. Ah, Lyra, look, she's gone straight in there. Fantastic. Oh, come on, save game. Right, so room-wise, that's not a massage clinic until we've got a decor item in there. So I think we'll just put some Masterworks small statues in there. Made out of granite, of course. Go 1, 2, 3. And that should give us... I love the look of this wallpaper with the blue in front of it. It just looks like you're looking out into space, doesn't it? Looks so cool. The obsidian one looks even better. We don't have an awful lot of obsidian. We didn't. 9.6 tons. We've got enough for wallpaper. Right, let's do it. Let's pretty the place up a bit. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Let's cancel that. Wallpaper. So that's the bedrooms. Some nice black obsidian wall covering. when you've got a load of builder dupes, when they get to that, and they just, because it's only 5 kilos per tile, they deliver it all in one, almost one load, and then just whack it in so quickly. It's a very satisfying sound when it all goes in. Too many priority 9s. Oh, that worked. Fantastic. Right, in that case, mop 9. Just get rid of the last of it. Doesn't matter if we don't, but I'd like to get rid of it. Do you know, it's so hot down here. I'm wondering if we can just open that copper volcano and just, yeah, just let it fall down. Let's be daring, shall we? Or crazy, whatever it is. If we're going for lots of hot areas, it's not going to do any harm, is it? Any harm is them carrying it back. Are they going to be carrying it through any water locks? Nope. So yeah, that's fine. And I'll just change this wire to copper if we don't get any gold in time. Wonder, we should have refined me now. Yep, there it is. And we'll run that off the heavy watt, made of gold amalgam and plumbing. Oh, what did I make that refinery out of? Sedimentary. No, that just won't do. Right, plumbing. Insulated liquid pipe. Across there, and I'm going to take it underneath that pipe so it doesn't drop hot liquid all over that, and heat it up. So 2 liquid bridges. Job done. Let's just keep it going. Let's make a ton of gold. We're going to need it, so why not? We will cut it out long before we do tons, but we'll put that at priority 8. So I can, in theory, make a little bit of steel here, but I've still got about 1,300 kilos, 1,325 kilos of steel from the gravitas buildings. So all I need is 1 aqua tuner. So I'm not going to go mad on it. So I might as well just wait until we build up our geothermal industrial brick, or industrial sauna, as Francis John calls it. I had loads of problems when I first started experimenting with it. The heat was just causing phase changes in all the pipes. So I put in really decent ceramic piping for the water, restricted the flows to the oil wells, because the oil wells were down below the industrial brick through a tunnel. You went down through a tunnel, 3 tiles wide, went down into the bottom, and then there was the oil well. It's only had 1 oil well and 2 leaky oil fissures. That was all the other level had on it. So the oil production's rubbish, but it got up to about 500 degrees at the bottom. Once I started using that steam up through the tunnel into the industrial brick, I got it cooled down, and the oil now comes out of the oil biome at 200 degrees, goes up the pipe, pulls in heat from up through the tunnel, so it's pulling in heat through the pipes there, gets to the top, deposits a load of that heat in the steam, heats the steam up, goes into the metal refinery at about 212 degrees, something like that, comes out of the metal refinery 240, and goes through a radiant pipe, drops its heat in the steam, drops the oil straight back down the tunnel from right at the top, right down to the bottom of the tunnel, and hits the oil biome again at 212 degrees. So it's almost static temperature all the way around the loop. So it's a bloody genius setup, if you ask me. But then I designed it, so I would say that. We've got a lot of Paku in here now. Still got that slime as well. That's not going anywhere, is it? I could just put a bin over here for slime and put it on sweep only. Let's put it in there, shall we? Because they have to come in via the basins, I think, to get to that. Yeah, through the sinks. So yeah, let's just put it in that. We've got it on sweep only, haven't we? No, well, we have now. Organic slime. There we go. And we'll put that at priority 11. So that's the first piece of slime they're going to pick up. Or should be. Got some skill points earned. Let's see what that is. Ruby. Wow, you got into your exosuits pretty sharpish. Otto, you can have some more improved strength. Liam, you're in your exosuit now. So next points are going to go into digging. Because you're another digger builder. Actually, have I set you on that yet? No, you're on storing. So you can now go on building and digging. Fantastic. That should help get some of this done. We got this slime yet? Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? Priority 9. I think you need to put that on priority 11 to get them to drop everything and do it. Trouble is, I don't know how much other slime I've got marked for. Let's just cancel all that lot. And do we remember this was a slime biome, wasn't it, down here? Let's just cancel that lot for a second. So that should now be the last of the slime that's being wrangled up at the moment. Let's just see if it works. Gone. At flipping last. Right. So it's a tile. Try not to entomb a Paku. Talking of which, I entombed these ones up here. Ooh, there's a fry egg. Now I did. Sure, I set this up to move those. Yes, I did. Right, that can go back on priority 9. 13.5 tons of slime in there now. Right, tropical fry egg, sweet 9, and that should get moved over into here, which is where I'm feeding them, allegedly, if they ever fill it. Oh, delivered 10 kilos of algae. Don't strain yourself, for God's sake. Nails, you're confined. You best dig this out as well then, haven't you? That's dormant, so we can analyse that. Chlorine at 718.8 degrees. A printing pod, not taking any dupes. Might be a nice care package, who knows. Sandstone, bully. Yeah. How are we getting on with this? So gold amalgam, that will raise the temperature of the polluted water by 6.3 degrees. That's fine. Water's got a fantastic heat capacity compared to the other liquids you'd normally use, so it doesn't go up in. I think it's got a specific heat capacity of about 4, whereas petroleum's like 1.3 or something like that. So it's a lot better than the alternatives, shall we say. You just said it can't get too hot, so you can't use it for very long. We still got no gold. 725 kilos queued up. Do we need to... Why is nobody waiting for materials? That should still show on errands. So there we go. Let's up the priority on it a little bit. There must be tons of gold amalgam around here. Yeah, look, there it is. Crazy. Let's try proximity, see if that helps things along a bit. Let's have a quick look at Nisbet again. See what she is doing. Kiln, rock crusher, water cooler. Have I not disabled that? Right. Not using that. No wonder I'm getting through so much water. Right, okay, I can drop the priority down on these kilns a little bit now because I've got an auto sweeper doing it, so they only need to get coal to them. All the clay is now delivered from that storage bin. Right, let's see how that affects her priorities. Metal refinery, cool. Still wants to supply. Right, okay. Right, no more supplying this bit. Yeah, that's what I want you doing. Fantastic. I want you tuning them up so we get 5 kilowatt out of them. That'll be if we're using about 3 kilowatts in, so that's a 2 kilowatt positive process if we get 5 kilowatts out of these. Definitely worthwhile. What's she doing now? Come on, this bit. What are you doing? Power supply. Why are you still doing supplying? Oh, because it's an operating. So, I don't. It's craziness that they're doing this under operating. No wonder you never get anything done. I mean, your operators you want prioritised on doing the actual operating, not the supplying. You've got other dupes doing supplying. In fact, yeah, we can put Otto and Ruby on that as well now. Oh no, Ruby's operating, so we'll put Otto on supplying, high priority. That should take some of the load off Nisbet, hopefully. Nisbet. Fabricator, the metal refinery. I'll sleep now. Off you go then. 20 to 50. Are we below 20 degrees in there now? Oh, 21.2. What the hell are you on about? Oh, the plant's 19, even though we're 21 and 20.9 degrees. It's because that cold oxygen coming in. Yeah. Could probably use our loop to pull some heat from there and take it up here, maybe. What's this at? 22 degrees. If we run a loop up here to the kitchen, that'll pull some heat out of there and drop it off up here just to keep it a little bit more temperate. So that'll pull some heat out of these kilns as well. So we'll just leave that disconnected for the moment, and then we'll run the same round here. So where it's... Oops. Oh, for God's sake, really? Oh, error occurred. No. Right, I'll be back soon. Just going to pause it and... Oh. So we're back. It's all getting a bit toasty down here. I don't really mind though. I think I'm going to go in there and just see how deep I can go now all this magma's set before they start complaining. And we'll dig out the sides. And then we can line that with ceramic if we need to. So I'm going from there. What's the temperature wise? Yeah, it starts to get pretty toasty down here, but about here we'll probably be alright to down here. After here they'll start complaining a bit. We might need to make sure the triage cops are vacant. This steam, of course, is going to pull all the heat out of here and make that environment very unpleasant for them. Oh well. Yeah, igneous rock's fine here. We can pull out some more obsidian as well. 28 tons are up to now. That's good. Right, see what's going on in the printing pod. Oh, coal or spicy tofu? How are we doing for coal? Have we got plenty? Yeah, we've got loads. 60 tons. That means it's still increasing. So I think we'll take the tofu. Give them a little treat. Especially the vegans. They'll love a bit of spicy tofu. So I'll say something's overheated in here. Anti-entropy thermonullifier is overheated. So is there an anti-entropy thermonullifier in here then? Ooh. Could be a cheap way of cooling it down, couldn't it? We take some ceramic gas pipe into there. With hydrogen in there. It can pull the heat out of this area and then delete it in the anti-entropy thermonullifier. Yes, that's one of the things that I believe is quite useful with the anti-entropy thermonullifier. You can actually soak up a load of heat in hydrogen. It's not got the best heat capacity. It's about 1.3, 1.4. It's not as good as steam. But then you can use that hydrogen in the anti-entropy thermonullifier, and while it's cooling the area, it's just deleting the heat in the hydrogen. Pretty sure that works, but because if you look at this one, the hydrogen up here. Oh, what's going on? Why have we got no water? Ah, the bloody filtration things haven't been emptied, have they? Oh, really? Oh, it serves me right. It's my own fault. Right. You can all have that as a priority because... So I said I put 2 in because 1, is always an issue, and there I've let 2 run down. So now I'm running on coal again. Right. Good time to use my signal switch though. We can use the bypass. Because it's not going to get... It'll take some cool out of here, but it won't be firing up the anti-entropy thermonullifier until the until these are full. What a pain. Well, we haven't had any crispy dupes yet, so... Yeah, we're definitely on the cusp of scalding them, but we haven't had anything yet. That's good. Is someone going to deliver to these? Yeah, Nails, Camille and Abe are now delivering. That was since I went on to proximity, wasn't it? So I'm going to turn that off again. Right. Remained primed. Oh my word, that's awful. We've got a horrendous amount of... I bet that's because these are set wrong. No, they're not. Above 450. Above 300. Did we send some hydrogen down those pipes? Can't see any anywhere that it shouldn't be. Weird. Oh, it's gone back to normal. Fine. I'm cool with that. So anyway, as I was saying, the hydrogen's coming out here at 61 degrees, and it's not impacting the temperature in here at all. And we've got a bit of hydrogen going up the oxygen pipe. That's nothing major. So you see how this bridge is getting the oxygen back down here. That hydrogen's going to get dumped out there because it's going through a filter. That way we don't trash our atmosuit docks. Although they are now all out of oxygen. Yeah. So this, what will happen is as it comes back down to here, it will merge in and fill the pipe. Well, it would do if I'd connected them all to the correct one, because that one should be going to there. So we'll just change that. That's better. So at least by sending it down that route, you're not overwhelming this area, and you won't overheat it for now while we're waiting for the hydrogen to get back. Could really do some engines tune-ups on these now. Don't make me put your bed over here, Nisbet. Rowan's got machinery skill, but I don't know whether he's got the points in the electrical engineering. Improved tinkering, but he needs this to do the generator tuning and microchip crafting. Oh no, it shouldn't have done that. That should have gone in super hard digging. Jeep's starting to get quite speedy now. Athletic scores must have gone up a bit. Yeah, 13, 13, 12, 13, 15, 12, 13, 10, 12, 11, 10, 11, 7, 7, and 8. Cool. I'm not too worried about the steam in here because most of it will condense and drop back down, but also this has got a liquid lock, so that's going to act as a massive buffer from any heat that comes out of here. And hey, these guys do way. There's the oil biome. Let's dig for victory, shall we? How hot's that? Oh, it's getting really toasty down there. Oh, thank God that's Mount Volcanea. 925 kilograms of sour gas. Wow, I do not want to break that. No, definitely not. We'll go across here. Yeah, that would be insane, that sour gas. That's roughly... That's 925 tiles worth of sour gas. So we'll go this way. Mind you, superheated steam's not going to do a lot for this, is it? Right, Lyra, I think you need to go and get yourself to a triage cot. Have you been assigned already? Because I don't know where they are. Forgot where I put them. Blind is about... There they are. Yeah, Lyra's already on her way. Not sure. Well, you've only lost 20 hit points. That's not too bad. I can live with that. I'm sure you can as well. Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Quite happy with that. Next we can dig some of this out, and then get a nice cool room, and then yeah, this can be a big steam production facility. But yeah, that magma has gone, well, I'm saying it's gone right the way across, but it is above the oil biome. We've got a frozen magma, frozen core at the bottom, so that can make things more interesting. You could generate an awful lot of steam with that, couldn't you? Francis John did that. No, he had a molten core, but then he... Nails, get yourself to a triage cot, please. But he dropped a subsurface ocean into it, didn't he? I've done a similar thing. I dropped a glacier into a magma biome, and then boxed it all off and compressed the steam and run some steam turbines off it for really quite a long time. Just keep an eye on that last triage cot. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty toasty, isn't it? Cool. Well, you'll have to wait for the next episode later today to see how we get on in there. Hope you're enjoying it so far, and I will see you soon. Coach Life out.